bouncing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, everything ain't pretty but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.
What's up? I said next time. Yo. Man, oh man, what's up, y'all? Your boy, man, is not feeling well. I caught whatever my son caught. I caught what he's caught, so now I got it, and I ain't feeling well, man, but we here. It took everything I had to get on today, and I got to get on tonight. Y'all remember the song, You Don't Know About the D? You remember the song, man, from last year. That song is from the Detroiters. It was a Comedy Central show back about 5 years ago. And it was very, very, I had never heard it until the Detroit Rams popped up, man. And with the Abomination shirts last year, the most despicable thing I've ever seen. So y'all gonna have to bear with me today. I have a not feeling well, throat is swole, but we here, man. We doing this thing. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I thought your voice was a part of the song. Yeah. All right, so, man, oh, man, the first news that I got to say, and before I do that, let me do this, man. Let me do this, because, I'm not one to brag, but I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to do it, man, because I'm about.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.
Now, I told y'all, man, if you're a fan of the show, you've been watching the show for a minute, I told you that the Green Bay Packers was going to beat the Minnesota Vikings. I told y'all that. I've been saying it all week because I know what's up. Bro. Once the Miami Dolphins, I said to y'all, if they beat the Miami Dolphins, watch the Green Bay Packers, expect them to beat the Minnesota Vikings. And beat them they did. Beat the brakes off of them. The absolute brakes off of them. And I told y'all that was going to happen. Now, I'm going to give you a warning right here. I have decided, I've come to the conclusion, I'm going to give you a warning, man. If you don't want, I told y'all this before, man, the NFL is about storylines. It might not be rigged per se, but it is about storylines. The NFL is entertainment. Listen, let me tell y'all why, if you have any questions about if the NFL is, I'm not going to use the word rigged. I'm going to use the word entertainment. Why, if you don't believe that the NFL is entertainment, why do you think they don't announce the Week 18 games? Why do you think they wait to the last minute? Because they want to entertain us. When they make the primetime schedule, they thought the Denver Broncos was going to be about that life. They was wrong. They didn't put the Detroit Lions on primetime at all because we were the only team in the National Football League to not have primetime. Paul says, so why aren't the Seahawks and Lions playing at the same time? Because, Paul, as you come in trying to, I don't know what you're trying to do, but I got the smoke for you, bro. It's all love. Why aren't the Seahawks playing at the same time? Because Lions are going to play. The bigger story is the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. What do I mean by that? The Seattle Seahawks, they need a Packers. The drama is in Aaron Rodgers and the brand new Lions. That's where the story's at. Nobody cares about the Seattle Seahawks. The story is, are the Detroit Lions going to, A, be in the plan to get in the playoffs after not having a single primetime game, or are they going to be playing spoiler to Big Head Mars attacks? And that is why they're not playing at the same time. Because the grudge is so big between, this is a division game. So it's not like, NFC versus AFC or two different divisions playing each other. This is a interdivision game that even if the Detroit Lions know, when they walk onto Lambeau Field on Sunday night, even if they know they're eliminated, they're going to play all they have because they can put out the Green Bay Packers. So the storyline is much more intriguing to know what the outcome has already it was already. You feel what I'm saying? There's no drama in that. There's no drama with them playing at the same time. There's no drama. And the NFL always does this. Every year, they will flex one game to Sunday night. When the Sunday night schedule or when the year schedule comes out, Sunday night is not on there. They don't have a Sunday night game. In addition to that, y'all, check this out. We're getting games on Saturday as well. Now, this is the first time the NFL has done this. I don't remember Saturday games in Week 18. So that is a new thing. I don't know if that's going to be here to stay or y'all got to remember, man, that the NFL is not Paul, you got to think from an NFL viewpoint, because that's what controls this whole thing. But listen, this is what we're going to do. Man, okay, I got my tissue. We're going to talk about this, man. Your Detroit Lions have been flexed to prime time. Now, if you don't know, there were previously 256 games in a NFL season. You had 16 every week, 32 teams. They would all play each other, and you had 256 games. Well, 2 years ago was the first year of the extended playoffs. And just think about this. See, like I told y'all before, the NFL is about, y'all have to remember that the NFL is about parity. Let me finish my thought first. So now the Detroit Lions, after going 8-8, and the Green Bay Packers going on a 3-game winning streak, have been flexed to the last game of the season. Now there are 272 games in the NFL season. That began last year, and your Detroit Lions will be that last game of the NFL season. The entire season is over. And at first, we thought it could have been Jags Titans, but the NFL put them on Saturday night. So that division will be decided Saturday night. The Detroit Lions will be game 256. And what I'm trying to tell y'all is that the NFL created this. Why do you think they added a seventh team? If there was not a seventh team, the Detroit Lions would be eliminated. The Packers would be eliminated. On the other side, the Pittsburgh Steelers are still in it. That is why the NFL created that seventh game. I wouldn't be surprised if before our lifetime is over, we have an 18th game. Okay? So the NFL created this to be exactly what it is. And you and I both have to agree that we have not seen a year like this in a long time. I told y'all last year that Stafford was probably going to win a Super Bowl. I said he had become part of the NFL narrative. You have to pay attention to it. So your Detroit Lions have been moved to prime time. And I think that it is going to be like this. For those of you who don't know, technically, Matthew Stafford could come off of IR. Now, I'm going to tell you right like this. I'm a man of integrity. I'm going to keep it a buck. I will never root for Matthew Stafford as an LA Ram. Never. If I sat there and he won, he beat the Seattle Seahawks and he got in and made us get in, good. I would never root for Matthew Stafford as an LA Ram. That's never going to happen. I have integrity. I have standards, and I will not buckle those for nothing. Matthew Stafford could come off IR, theoretically, and play the last game. Are the Rams going to do that? No. I really, really doubt that they're going to do that. But now I want y'all to think about this, though. I want y'all to think about this. What if, and I told y'all this, y'all gonna listen. Y'all gonna start listening to me. Y'all gonna listen to me. I told you before that wouldn't it be something if the LA Rams hold the Detroit Lions' fate in their hand? Do I still respect Stafford? 100%. It has nothing to do with Stafford. Nothing at all. But I also believe him winning the Super Bowl propelled our team a bit faster. And I will get over it. I will get over it. You know, it's like breaking up with somebody. You're going to get over it eventually. But it wasn't about Stafford. It was about the city and what it was going to do to the city and what it did to us, that the Detroit Rams and all that other stuff. Pride of Detroit has changed their photo to their profile picture to the Detroit Rams. But I thought about this. I said, what if Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams could help us get to the Super Bowl? They have their team is decimated. No Cooper Kupp, no nothing. And what did I say, Super Bowl? Get to the playoffs is what I meant to say. Matthew Stafford can theoretically come off IR. He probably will not. It does not make sense unless, but I've thought about it. What if Matthew was like, hey, man, I want to play. I want to play. And he did it to help us get into the playoffs. If Matthew Stafford, listen, I'll make a deal. I'll make a deal with y'all. If Matthew Stafford came off IR to play and he beat and we make it to the playoffs, I'll call a square. I'll call a square. So you heard it here first. If Matthew Stafford comes off IR, beats the LA Rams, we square. But how do you guys feel? And I told you that this was going to happen. I told you when the Green Bay Packers won in whatever week that was before they played the Miami Dolphins, I said, listen, y'all want the Dolphins to win. And y'all, we're not scared of Aaron Rodgers. And here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm not scared of him at all. I'm scared of the NFL. However, we will see. Because I got a theory. If the LA Rams win that game, I think the Detroit Lions are going to beat the Green Bay Packers. Our time is here. Our time is here. So how do you feel about the Detroit Lions being flexed? Now remember, this is the only team that had no primetime game all year long. We had to watch Denver over and over. We had to watch the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Bills. I was watching the Chiefs this year like I was watching the Rams. The Detroit Lions were the only team out of 32 teams, so 31 other teams you have seen through 18 weeks of prime time. Tonight is the final Monday Night Football game of the year, not including the playoffs. So how would you feel? I don't care about the draft right now. I think nobody's caring about the draft right now. Nobody at all. Sacrifice Rams draft position for a playoff push. Absolutely. Yes, Thanksgiving is not prime time. Prime time. Prime time is late games in prime time. When you were growing up, prime time was like between 8 and 12. That was prime time status. Maybe 6 o'clock, somewhere around there in the evening. That is a prime time game. It has already been debunked that the Thanksgiving game is not considered a primetime game. It is a nationwide game, but it's not a primetime game. I like the flex. If Seattle wins, I think the team will still want to knock Green Bay out of the playoffs just as bad. They're trying to make a statement. You know what, Solo? I agree 100%. 100%, bro. And I'm thinking, excuse me. I said this. I've been thinking about this all weekend. And I was like, man, we need to win this game. And I said in my preview video on Detroit Lions Syndicate that we should beat the brakes off of the Chicago Bears. They have no offense. They had no offense in this show yesterday. I was even thinking, man, what if the Bears had the number 1 pick? Would you be tempted to take Bryce Young? But we stumped them. We gave the fans a show. DeAndre Swift was playing possess. And I think that is another reason we got this home game. I mean, we got this primetime game. Could you imagine if this game was at Ford Field, though? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I guarantee that thing would be sold out already. Already. But I believe that the LA Rams could pull off an upset. They almost beat them with John Wolford, and DK Metcalf caught a touchdown pass with 38 seconds left. I'm ecstatic. And I think the Lions are going to be one of the hottest tickets this offseason. I think they're going to have at least 5 primetime games maybe 4, and then Thanksgiving. That's my thought. We're going to see Detroit play a ton on primetime next year. It's going to be a fight, though. It's going to be a fight. Y'all know I love me some Rocky IV, man. Y'all know I love me some Rocky IV. We going in there. We ain't Apollo Creed, man. The Rams are Apollo Creed. We are Rocky. And we going up in that. We going to Ivan Drago place, man. We really are. Because I'm telling you, man, Green Bay is his superpower. Lambeau Field is his superpower. And I tell you what. If Seattle wins that game, and the Lions are not playing for a postseason berth, I want them to knock that helmet off him. I want them to stomp figuratively and on the field. I want them to stomp the Green Bay Packers. I want them to ruin every chance they have. Every chance they have, man. There is no other person as a NFL player that I can't stand more than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. So let me know, man. Your Detroit Lions flex to prime time. How are you feeling about it? I love it. It took the entire NFL season, man, but we got it done. And who would ever thought, man, lost to the Miami Dolphins, we were 1-6, and now we're playing the last game of the season. Like in the entire NFL season, the Detroit Lions are the last game of the season with the legitimate chance to make the playoffs. I believe that they are going to put, if you live in the Detroit area, I think they're going to put Seattle on. Because they know what we have invested in that game. They're going to put them on locally at 4:25. So that day we're doing the whole day. So let me know how you feel, man. I'm excited and scared and nervous at the same time. So listen, I was talking to my homie about this, Trox, and I was talking about, is this season a success for the Detroit Lions? Is this season a success? And I think you have to say yes. You have to say that the season is a success. But I'm like that guy that I am not going to say something because y'all want to hear it. I'm not that guy. I am not that guy. And I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling because that's what I can do. As you can tell me the same thing. Will this year be a success? Absolutely. Absolutely. The Detroit Lions started 1-6. We was ready to fire people. Somebody did get fired. 1-6. Thought it was over. Not very many of us was hanging on, but I was hanging on by a thread because I cannot get out the season. The season is so short. The Detroit Lions have something to do. And here's another thing, y'all, that I forgot to mention in the previous segment of why I think the Detroit Lions could make it. If they make it, they will be the first team since the 1970 Cincinnati Bengals to make the playoffs after starting 1-6. But we have to finish our business as it's been for the past half a season, and we need some help. We need some help. The team knows that. The team knows that. But how would you feel? How would you feel if they don't make it? Thomas says, win, lose, or draw, this is a successful year, and they'll say it. Tom, I agree with you. But I'm about to say something that I don't think not a lot of people gonna say because they scared of the kickback of what y'all would say. I would be disappointed. I would be absolutely devastated, man. Here's why. Life is too short. The NFL season is one of the shortest seasons of all sports. NBA, it goes on forever. They have a little summer break, and then they're back. The NBA finals are in June. We're back in like October, right? The NFL season. I just turned 43 in November. My son is turning 13 in 3 days. By the time the Lions take another snap, I will be on my way to 44, right? The NFL season, we talked about it. Why would I be disappointed? I would be disappointed and angry and sad and all, and I would be disappointed, but I would still look at it as a successful season. Absolutely. Because nobody expected us to be here. We have a chance to triple what we did last year. We have doubled what we did last year. We have beat ESPN's prediction by a game and a half. We do not have the worst defense, the historically worst defense like they projected of 599 points, right? But why would I be disappointed? Because life is too short, man. We don't know what is waiting us tomorrow. And the offseason is going to be fantastic. I'm going to tell you right now, win, lose, or draw, like Tom said, win, lose, or draw, the next 2 years of Detroit Lions football is going to be the best you've ever seen. I promise you that. I promise you that. The next 2 years are going to be the best Detroit Lions football that you've ever seen. I promise you that. This team is going to start winning. They're going to get used to winning, like Dan Campbell said. The Detroit Lions have 2 first-round picks. We have 8 in the draft. I fully trust Brad Holmes now. I will not question Brad Holmes again. James Houston is a stud. I don't know how he didn't make the initial 53-man roster, but he is a stud. I will not question him again. Ify Melifonwu and Levi, only 2 questionable picks, man. Chase Lucas, I'm not going to count him. He was a 7th-round pick. But I trust Brad Holmes. I really, yesterday's performance just said, you know what, Derek? This guy, he got it. Brad Holmes got it. I trust him. Do I want our defense to be ranked 31st? No. If you trade up to get another player, will I pop off? I don't know. I don't think I will. Because I don't think our defense is going to be ranked 32. Again, I think Brad is going to make some moves. But I will be disappointed, and I'm going to be the creator to say it. I'm not going to be like, oh, man, it was a great season, and, but I'm going to be disappointed. But I do believe, truly, that it is shaping up for domination. Sometimes, they call it the calm before the storm. There's a, like I said, man, I love me some Rocky. And there's a quote, man, from Rocky V, the worst movie in the franchise. But they had a song at the end of that movie by Elton John called Measure of a Man. And in that song, now I don't want y'all to compare this to tanking because it's not the same. In that song, Elton John has a lyric. He says, this is where you've always been. You had to lose so you could win. Rise above your troubles while you can. And that's how I feel. Like we're going through, we lost. Not as in you lose and you get draft picks and blah, blah, blah. That's tanking is not what I'm talking about. The Lions, they got humbled last week when they lost against the Carolina Panthers. Right? Humbled. Coming from us. But we start hearing it from the team. It was the wake-up call they needed. And they came out and they showed what they are about. And I don't think that the Detroit Lions are going to get blasted in Lambeau. I do not believe that. I think the refs going to be involved. And we going to see very early on which way this thing is going to turn. I think this team is not like the teams of past. This team going to come out with either everything to play for or they going to send Aaron Rodgers home. You think that this team don't know what he said about them? About one team is 7-7? This is a circle game. So will this season be a disappointment? Will you be disappointed? Yes. Will the season be a disappointment? No. It won't. It won't. And it's going if Seattle loses, I'm going to tell you right now. If Seattle loses, it's going to take a lot for me to stream that last game. It really is. But we're going to do it, and I'm going to go out, and I'm going to try to give the same energy that my team is going to give. But if we got something to play for, man, you're going to get it either way. You're going to get it from me either way. Either way, you're going to get 100%. It's going to be tough, and I'm going to have to get over it. But I've gotten over things before. But I can promise you this, that the Detroit Lions, the next 2 years of Lions football is going to be something you've never seen. It's going to be unlike anything else you've ever seen. We are going into the draft with 8 picks right now. We got 2 first rounds, 2 seconds, and a third. We have no 4th and no 7th. That could all change. Heading into 2024, we have the NFL draft. The NFL draft in our city. It's going to be like nothing you've ever seen. So, are you comfortable enough to say that this season you would be disappointed if they missed the playoffs? I am. I would be disappointed, but I do believe that no matter what, this season was a success. we have outlived and outperformed every expectations. But you know what I'm trying to, the purpose of this is I'm trying to convey to y'all that I guarantee you the team is not looking at it like that. Dan Campbell said yesterday after the game, this is the feeling we want to get used to. We want to get used to coming in expecting to lose. Expecting to win. I'm sorry. Expecting to win. This is going to be more often, so get used to it. You know what I'm saying? So let me know, man, your thoughts. This is a safe space. Would you be disappointed if the Lions don't make the playoffs? I say yes. Would I be disappointed in the season? I wouldn't. I will say this though. They have a chance to do something that has not been done in my lifetime, which is make the playoffs and I want my team to have a stat line like that. I want my team to have a stat line of 1970 Cincinnati Bengals and the 2022 Detroit Lions. And I'll leave you with this, and I want y'all to think about this for the next week. HBO Hard Knocks, they asked Dan Campbell, what are the 2022 Detroit Lions? They can and they will, with a little help from Seattle. You know the funny part about this, y'all, is like, I should be ecstatic. But I'm not, though. I'm not. I don't know about y'all. Excuse me. But I am going to be a wreck for the next 7 days. An absolute wreck, man. For the next 7 days. And I like that. I like that I have something to look forward to. I was just talking to my friends yesterday about what it would do if the Lions lost. And what it would do for the last game. And I said, man, I might not be able to do it because I'm going to be checked out. I'm going to want to talk about my team. I said the post-game show might be 2 or 3 hours because that's it. Like, this is it. B-Love says, if Seahawks win, I'm turning off my TV. That's going to be tough, man. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to try to give the same energy that my team is giving. They're not going to check out. They're going to do everything they can to beat the Packers. And if they lose, so what? If they win. Though. Man. Mr. Boo says, I'll be happy. That's a Packers and Bears sweep for the year at Nick. And you know what? And I think that's what it is. You know, we got to deal with, but I will say this, though. The last 2 off seasons have flown past for me. They have been absolutely lightning fast. And that's what scares me about this, y'all. And that's the stuff that I be saying, like, oh, you know, we'll get them next year, and there's always next year. There's not always next year. There's not always next year. Look how fast this season is gone. Like, seriously. I make videos about this team every day. I was doing a countdown. Y'all remember that? When I was like, there's 102 days. Because I remember when it was 104, I was going to do the Phineas and Ferb thing. For those of you who have little kids that are in teenagers now, Phineas and Ferb was a cartoon on the Disney Channel. I was going to do that. Like, but I know, and with those passing months as we're anticipating kickoff, you know what I'm saying? Our life is passing us by. And I know a lot of people have not seen what we're waiting on. So it's sometimes it's just scary to think, like, man, you don't think about it. Jim Caldwell was fired. He was fired, 5 years ago? This month. Or was it 6? Let me see. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 5 years. 5 years ago. The last time the Lions made the playoffs, my son was in kindergarten. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's tough. And that it's tough for me to be like, oh, well, you know, it was a year, man. I'm going to be sad. I really am. And I'm going to get over it. Next thing you know, the Super Bowl will come and go, and we'll be on to the offseason. Before you know it, like, I plan to go to the Combine. The Combine is like in 2 months. I think this might be the last year it's in Indy. So my plan is to go. You know what I'm saying? Go to the Combine. Then we got free agency. Then we got the draft. And then it's the blazing heat of summer. What do you know? Mini camp, training camp. We back again. So it's not that long of a wait. But the NFL is one of the longest it's like the shortest season and the longest off season. And, understood, right? Understandable. These guys run into each other for a living, so they need a year. They need 7-8 months to recoup season-ending injuries. So I'm okay with that. But that's why, I was telling y'all I can't talk about the draft. I just can't. I can't talk about the draft. As nervous as I am about Seattle and LA, I wouldn't trade this feeling for the world. I mean, we literally, listen to what I'm about to paint, the picture that I'm about to paint, y'all. Our team, there are 272 games in an NFL season with the 17-game season. Our team is playing the last game and is relevant the last game. Come on, man. You cannot ask for any better. And Dan Campbell had a smile on his face when he was talking about it on the press conference today. These men, this is what they live for. This type of scenario. Absolutely, y'all. Fantastic. So if you're just now joining us, man, the Detroit Lions have been flexed against the Green Bay Packers Sunday night. Paul says, yeah, this has never happened before like this in a long time. The last time that this happened, and this was before the NFL started flexing Sunday night games. Remember when, I want to say 2014, when we played the Green Bay Packers, we played them for the division in 2011 and 2014, and we lost. Casey says, like Seattle wins against Rams and Lions fold to Packers and Green Bay trounce in the wild card. Draft is the next best thing. Consider the season a great step forward. No, Thomas, they do not. They play at the 12th man. Seattle, John Wolford was playing, and it wasn't his fault that they lost in that game back in L.A. I remember because we were scoreboard watching back then, and Seattle came back with a game-winning drive with like 38 seconds left. I remember watching the highlights for that. This game is in Seattle. In Seattle. So, yep. Let me see. I saw something, though, that was a bit surprising. And before we go there, I'm telling you right now that no matter what happens on Sunday night, this team, your team, is going to be the hottest thing. Expect more Swaggies, Will Uptons. Expect more Lions creators. They're going to be the hottest thing of the offseason. I guarantee you that. Hotter than the 49ers. But listen, hold on. All right. Man, being sick sucks. You'd be surprised how much your body uses a lot of energy just to do small things. And when you're sick, you can tell just how much energy you're using up doing nothing. Man, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I heard something today. John says there's a third way we can get in. Okay, John, I'm all ears, man. Because I've seen a ton of scenarios, and I have not seen a third. Matter of fact, there's just one, really. We need to beat the Packers, and we need the Seahawks to lose. But right, the tie. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I saw that. You are right. You are right. If we tie the Packers, we get in, but only if the Seahawks lose. The Seahawks have to lose. And no, if the Seahawks win, I forgot what it is, but yeah. And then there's 1, 2 that if they tie and we tie, if that game ties and we ties, but yeah, there is a way. I think you got a better chance of getting struck by lightning than that happened. But I saw something earlier today, and I didn't see necessarily a story about it, but I was wondering what happened to Jeff Okudah yesterday. I know with Dan Campbell's press conference today, he said that, he was doing well and he was splitting time, but was he benched yesterday? That's the question I have. Was Jeff Okudah benched yesterday? And I'm telling you right now, man, the Lions are going to be the talk of the town for the next week. And I think no matter what happens, like I said earlier, it's going to go beyond Sunday. Jose says, yes, he was. And this is kind of cool, man, to see us getting this love. Let me see. Man, this is it's terrible. This is terrible. This website is horrendous. This is coming from Yahoo Sports. Columnist with Yahoo Sports, Dan Witzel, says NFC contenders should hope Lions don't earn 7th seed, which says a lot about how far Detroit has come. Now, I agree with that statement. There's only one team that I fear and I was scared of, but after yesterday, I'm not too sure. That team is the San Francisco 49ers. But the Raiders gave them all they can handle yesterday. How about that, man? Jared Stidham, balling. He looked good out there yesterday. But I agree. If the Detroit Lions make that 7th seed, right now they have to go on the road to play the San Francisco 49ers. Right now, the Minnesota Vikings are the 3rd seed. The 1st seed will come down to San Francisco, Dallas, or Philadelphia. One of those teams will have the 1st seed. Minnesota cannot get it after their loss yesterday. And Minnesota slid to the 3rd spot with their loss yesterday. So Detroit Lions so many things can happen. The Philadelphia Eagles can go from the 1st seed the entire year. The best record in the NFL all year to the last game of the season, getting bumped out of the number 1 seed, lose the division, and drop to the 5th seed. The Dallas Cowboys could be the 1st seed, or the San Francisco 49ers. Which means that the Lions will play, for the 2nd seed. It can't be Dallas or Philadelphia. The 2nd seed will be the Minnesota Vikings or the San Francisco 49ers. Now, you know who I would like to go play. But I tell you what. You know what? If we got to go to Levi Stadium, so be it. Bring them on. Let's go. Nobody expected us to be here anyway. Defied expectations, exceeded expectations. And Jimmy G may or may not be back. But even if he is, so what? So what, man? Let's go. But according to the columnist for Yahoo Sports, he says, wow. Right now, the Detroit Lions are one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the NFC. Speaking of that, tomorrow, expect your Detroit Lions to be, I'm going to make a prediction. The Lions will be top 5 in the NFL tomorrow. I think the Lions are going to be top 5 in the power rankings. They were 10-7 before that. He continues, they weren't one of the 3 or 4 best at the start of the season when they limped to a 1-6 start. It's a reason why they're 8-8 and not only don't have one of 4 best records, they don't even have a clear path to the postseason. That's a hole the Lions dug themselves in and a hole they are trying to climb out from. Their latest step was a 44-10 destruction of Chicago. I like that word. That moved them to 7-2 in their last 9 games. Yep, that is true. Yes, the Bears are terrible, but what Detroit did to them is what good teams do or try to do to bad teams, and that is facts. This was an annihilation. It was a show of force. And what have we been talking about? What have we been talking about, man? About what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to dominate. Calling Detroit a dangerous playoff team flies in the face of history. This is a franchise that hasn't won a single playoff game in 30 years. Well, it's been more than that now. and its most recent triumph, a divisional round victory over Dallas after the 91 season, represents its only postseason win since 1957. The Lions are 1-11 in playoff games in the past 64 seasons. But all that being said, nobody wants to play us. Nobody wants to play us. Dan Campbell said in yesterday's press conference, you give him just a minute to see it, and he's going to put it in the spot. Speaking of Jared Goff. Mr. Poole says, of course, Detroit has a cheat to get a win. Bears fans today. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, that completely threw me off. But I think he's right. That the Detroit Lions are a team nobody wants to see at all. At all. I think we could, man. This offense is potent. This defense has taken a step up. And I think that they are right. I think the columnist is right. Nobody wants to see us. Everybody else is floundering. San Francisco had a very difficult time yesterday with the Las Vegas Raiders. They had a difficult time. Yeah, they weren't at home, but they had a tough time, and they are by far the hottest team. They have won 9 in a row. The San Francisco 49ers, it's either 9 or 10. They were 4-4, have not lost a game since. So my question is, do you agree that nobody wants to see the 8-8 Detroit Lions? I would have to. And we really going to see what our team is made of this week with either everything to play for or to be spoiler, one way or another. This guy's going to give everything they have. And no matter what happens Sunday, if they walk away with a W, they're going to put the whole NFL on notice. I think the whole NFL is on notice anyway, but a W over the bane of your existence for the last 18 years in this league, in your division, this is a statement game, one way or another. Whether they're going to the playoffs or not, this is a big game for the Detroit Lions. That's why I don't think they're going to lay over and die, man. Whether they can get in or not, these guys are going to come to play, period. So let me know what you think. Man, we talked about it yesterday about Jameson Williams. Man, it was good to see. This kid, you know how you love certain things, right? Like you might love video games. You might love pizza. You might love whatever. But Jameson Williams loves the game of football, man. He loves it. The brother was smiling yesterday on his end around. And I thought he was going to take it, the distance. As a matter of fact, it was something I wanted to show y'all. I'm thinking about investing in the R22. I wanted to show y'all, if I can find this Jameson Williams clip of him running. I don't know if they put it on the YouTube channel, the play. I might have to go to the Lions highlights and find it, and then we'll wrap the show up. But Jameson Williams, man, this kid, every single time he gets the ball, he wants to score. We want the ball, and we're going to score. Jameson Williams loves the game of football, man. And he wants to be, every single time that he touches the ball, he wants to score. This end around, we got the kid involved yesterday. Jared Goff had a target, threw it a little behind Jameson. I can't wait to see him catch his second pass, but it was good to see. I think he had, 2 targets, but they got him involved. Man, and he did not disappoint. And I can't wait to see more of this kid. And I think that, I know a lot of y'all was scared about Jameson Williams, but I think that him playing was literally the best thing for him. I truly believe that. Him playing this year and not being put on the shelf is the best thing for him. And I can't wait to see more of him this coming year. J-Mo going deep at Green Bay would be icing on the cake. Yeah. Luke says, I'm stoked they flex this game to Sunday night. This will give all our rookies a true feeling of prime time. Hey, that's a fact, bro. I didn't even think about how big this thing was. But it's so much stuff to talk about, man. Jameson Williams, Aiden Hutchinson, the play by James Houston. Like, these guys did not disappoint, man. And I want to find this segment. I want to find this end around from him. But I also want to say something, too, about how we're going to talk about Aiden Hutchinson after the sack, man, after the fumble recovery. How, oh, there it go. There it go. Okay, here it is right here. All right, so let me bring this in real quick. See if I can. Okay, what timestamp is this? At the 7:33 mark. All right, let me bring this in real quick because I wanna show y'all something. Oh man, I'm telling you, man, being sick sucks. Absolutely sucks, man. I'm supposed to be getting on tonight for the game, and I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. Because I am exhausted. Tired. I wanted to talk to y'all about Jared Goff as well, because I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's going to be here for a while. I think we take a quarterback, possibly. But I think Jared Goff's going to be here quite a while. Okay, let me blow this up. It's at the 7:33. What? Man, I tried to skip forward, man. They put an ad in the video. This is what watching ads are like. I got YouTube Premium, and I didn't sign in, so I have to watch ads. You just skip forward in the video, and they got another ad waiting for you. TurboTax. Wait a minute. How do we? 2 ads. Man, this is what y'all deal with? Lord have mercy. Listen, I don't put ads in the video. I just tell YouTube to do it, and they do it. So if y'all have to go through this, I am sorry. I'm sorry, y'all, because this is tough. This is tough. All right, hold on. Here it is. All right. All right, so this is our guy, man, Jameson Williams. Well, let me do that again. This is our guy, man, Jameson Williams. Now, this is the end around play. Hopefully, YouTube will not, or the NFL will not strike me down and let me do this. But this is the end around play. The only time Jameson Williams touched the football, had a couple targets, and we tried to get him involved. It was good to see. It was good to see. This thing was fantastic. Fantastic. Now, Jameson Williams on the bottom of the screen. He's on the bottom of the screen right now, and you have to sell this type of play. You have to sell this type of play for it to work. That's how these things work. You have to sell it. Screen passes to wide receivers and stuff like that. Even the running backs, you got to sell this play. Jameson Williams, man, speed was on full display right here. This play was fantastic, and it's something near the end that I want to show y'all. So I'm going to have to skip forward probably so the NFL don't copyright strike this. They're going to claim it probably, but I don't want them to strike me live. But watch this. So Jameson Williams on the bottom of the screen. It's going to be like an end around to him. And this thing was fantastic. So he's going to hand the ball off to the running back here. And DeAndre Swift is going to flip it to Jameson. Look at the speed, bro. The speed was ridiculous. Y'all was worried about this kid being healthy. He is healthy. Don't you worry about it. Now, what I didn't notice until earlier today when I saw this, look who's out there blocking or trying to. Jared Goff. Jared Goff is my guy, man. I want to see that man succeed with this team. I really do. But Jared Goff is in the middle of the screen. He's out there. I guess he's trying to block. But there was also a scene earlier when he was running down the sideline that I just absolutely loved. But Jameson Williams, it's this play. It's near the end of this I want y'all to see. So Goff is there. And at this point, Goff ain't trying to do nothing. Jameson Williams is going to cut it back in. Look at Penei Sewell, man, out there blocking. Now, this is when his eyes get big. If you're looking at Jameson Williams, is it just me or does it look like he's smiling right here? It looks like the brother's smiling already. So then we snap it some more. Now, at this point, Jameson Williams is like that's like the 10 or 15-yard line. You know what this pose is? And this is my favorite thing about this kid. This kid loves the game, man. He loved the game. Right now, he's trying to score. When I saw this last night, I said, the brother ain't nowhere near the end zone. But he's trying to score. I swear to you, if he could have dove 10 yards, he would have done it. Right at this moment, He is thinking about getting in the end zone. And for a second, man, I thought he was. I thought he was going to make it. I was like, man, that would be fantastic if every time this kid touched the ball, he goes to the house. Fantastic. But look at what he's doing. He's trying to score. And so that was the 15. That was the 15-yard line. He's already trying to score, embrace it for impact, and trying to fall forward as much as he can. And he winds up at the 8-yard line. I can't believe Goff was down there. And look at the reaction from Jameson Williams when he get up. Look at the reaction. Flings the ball, nothing but passion, man. Nothing but passion for that kid. Now, they had another scene. The continued shot was of him smiling. Like, you can see him smiling. The passion is there for Jameson Williams, man. Absolutely love this kid. He's going to be big. He's going to be huge for us. Huge for this team, man. But Jameson Williams loves the game of football, man, and there's nothing else to it. But listen, y'all, I appreciate y'all. It's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about this week. Lots of stuff to talk about this week because the Lions, they're going to be the talk of the town for the next week. And I promise you, man, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to see the silver lining depending on how we get out, how we lose this game, how it all, unfolds. But our team is not going to quit. And I'll say this. I'll say this to y'all. And we'll wrap this segment up. I think that it has become official. It has become official that we must do away with SOL. I believe that. I believe, and I know that SOL is in you. I know it's ingrained in your DNA. I know it's been passed down from generation to generation. I know this, but I feel like we got to get rid of it. I feel like we got to get rid of it, man. We have to shake it. Now, yeah, trust, SOL, getting rid of SOL is something that has to be earned. I know. I know it does. I understand. And I also know that it's hard to get over something that has been decades in the works, decades, happening for decades. How can you get rid of it, right? In such quick a time. This is why I feel one of the reasons that I feel we need to move on. SOL, same old Lions. That, to me, that whole saying is for quitters. That's why I don't like to talk about tanking. I hate talking about tanking. And I don't truly believe that this is not I don't believe this is SOL. This is not same old Lions. And I think we have to stop going back to SOL when something bad happens. If they miss the playoffs, same old Lions. Nope, that's not the same old Lions. Do you really understand same old Lions? Because what's happening now is not same old Lions. What's going to happen years to come? I promise you, man. Detroit going to get 4 at least primetime games next year. The NFL not going to forsake us next year. They're not. They're not going to forsake us. This is not the same old Lions, man. This team is not it. And they're going to give everything they have, whether they're playing for playoffs or not, everything they have on Sunday night. And no matter what happens, this is not SOL. And I think us as fans, man, I think we do have to move past that. I think we need to move past that. But again, I understand that it's not easy to do. It's not something you can just turn off and turn on. Now, for me, it's gone. It's gone. It could be because I can talk about this team every day. And in a way I kind of see, like I'm paying extra attention. I'm paying more attention, I think, than like the average fan. I think you guys in here, y'all diehards, man. You have to be a diehard to talk about this team every day. You have to be a diehard fan to support a channel like mine. 100%. Detroit Lions Syndicate grew 5,000 in the offseason because of diehard fans, because of hope for the team. And we got a lot more growing to do. This offseason is going to be killer. Expect more Lions content creators. Expect more Swaggies and Will Uptons. They coming. Expect more microphones. But we got to shake it. Because when that team takes the field on Sunday night to either get in or eliminate the Packers, they're going to give it all they have. They really are. They're going to give it all they have. These guys are going to lay it all on the line. Coach is going to lay it on the line. And like I said, for me, because I talk about this team every day, I've seen the changes. I have seen the changes. I have never once in the last 2 years thought SOL. Not one time. The end for SOL for me happened a very particular moment. That moment was when Matt Patricia was fired along with Bob Quinn. That was the moment for me SOL died. Because to me, SOL, they fire Matt Patricia but keep the guy that hired him. So that was the moment for me that SOL died. And then I'm like, okay, I'm watching this team. I'm like, when Sheila did that open letter to fans, I'm like, man, whatever. This was before she fired. Man, whatever. They ain't, nope, same old. We gonna hear this all the time. We heard this before. We've heard this song before. You know what I'm saying? Then what happens? She fires them. They take their time on the coaching search. They hire Brad Holmes. And Brad Holmes had to earn my trust. And he has done that. For me, James Houston, that was the deal breaker. Because James Houston is a stud. And he's only going to get better. He is a stud. And when I saw that he didn't make the team, and then I'm like, but Brad and Dan and the scouting department, they saw something in this kid. They saw something. And they brought him here, and now he has been a difference maker. Like a game changer. Him and Aiden have the same amount of sacks. And he's played considerably less games. Y'all know we didn't see James Houston till like week 12. Now, at the same time, there's also a play I wanted to show y'all that Hutch straight bulldozed the guard, man, or the tackle. Bulldozed. And as he's getting pushed back into the quarterback, here comes Houston. So it's a team effort. The offensive line has to account for Hutch and Kaminsky and Romeo. So it is a team effort for sure. But Brad Holmes has earned my trust. I didn't just trust him right away. What are you doing, man? You traded Matthew Stafford. What's happening here? What are we doing, right? But getting to this point, I can see the vision. And I think SOL, you can't see it. Right? When we were SOL, you couldn't see the vision. What are they doing? TJ Hawkinson, I was livid. Only because it was interdivision. And we don't even miss the dude. We don't even miss TJ Hawkinson at all. At all. We don't even miss him. We're a better team without him. That's something that I didn't see. You know what I'm saying? Now, I wasn't tripping like I love TJ like that. I'm just like, why? Why not send him away send him to the West Coast somewhere? Get him out of why would you do that? That's what I was stuck on. And from that moment, we have been playing the best football of the season. When we traded TJ Hawkinson, we were 1-6. We had just lost to the Miami Dolphins. Now, what Aubrey Pleasant was, I do believe he was the sacrificial lamb, and it worked. It worked. I still believe he was a sacrificial lamb, but it worked. From that point on, the Detroit Lions have gone, 7-2. They have a possibility to go 8-2 since the moment we lost to the Miami Dolphins. Even before that, Lions got to clean up a lot, man. They got to get rid of them. They got to get off the field. Them 3rd and 19s and 3rd and all that. But SOL, guys, is a feeling. It is a feeling. You know what SOL is? Nah, I take that back. You know, I told y'all a fib, man. Because now I remember the last SOL feeling that I had. It just came to me. The last time that I felt SOL, bro, was week 3 of 2021. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. When I saw that when Justin Tucker tried it out there, I was like, we're about to lose. We're about to lose. And that was the last SOL moment I had. Like, we're going to lose this game. So, honestly, for me, I can say that I don't feel that way anymore. It could be because I cover the team every day. It could be because I'm paying more attention to what's going on. There's a lot of, the fan is still me. It's still deep inside of me. That's all it is as a fan. I am a fan first, and I'm always going to talk like a fan. I'm always going to be emotional, firing people, and blah, 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 right? That's the fan will never die. But I do see what this team is doing. I don't feel like any part of this team is SOL. I don't. But we got to clean up a lot of stuff. We got to get that defense right. We have to get off the field on 3rd and 19. We have to get off the field on 3rd and 19. So that's my thoughts. Let me know what yours are in the comments below. Are you done with SOL? And when I say done, man, I mean done. Like, you got to pack it up. You got to pack it up. You have to tuck it away. You can't go to the closet and bring out and put on the sweater no more. You're either over it or you're not. If you're not, I understand. But for me, personally, SOL is a thing of the past. Stafford is too busy laughing his way to the bank. What I miss? SOL is going, says Luke. You know what's funny is I wanted to show y'all something too, man. If I can find this Hutchinson interception. What was that before the half, right? And shout out to Mr. Poole because he sent me something. I didn't watch the clip. But he said something about Justin Fields. Man, you know what, y'all? I think next year I'm going to invest in the all-22. I ain't going to be breaking down stuff like, oh, man, you know, the A gap and the C gap. And I ain't going to be doing all that. But I am going to want to talk about some things. Because this team, man, is – and I think that Aiden Hutchinson, I think you have to give him Rookie of the Year. I do. I know Sauce, they didn't throw his way yesterday. But I think you got to give Hutch Rookie of the Year. Let me find this clip real quick, man, and then we'll get off. I am beat, man. I am beat. I want to say something, man. Okay, let me see. Because you less likely to get a copyright on R22. They'll still copyright you, but you less likely to get one. Okay, that was right before the half, right? Okay, so it's coming up here. Dale says SOL was horrific. Was because of horrific management. Sheila has done everything she said she would do. I remember when she came out. Okay, this is crazy. This is crazy, bro. So shout out again to Mr. Poole, and then we'll wrap this thing up. All right, so when I saw this yesterday in real time, and I thought something was wrong. Now, according to Justin Fields, he said that the Lions did something unique. And Aaron Glenn has been under a lot of scrutiny for the past year with how horrific our defense has been. This was beautiful. I didn't see this when it was happening. And I see why people go back and they watch the games after, because you miss a lot of stuff. You're emotional. You're watching the game. So according to Justin Fields, he said that they did something unique, and that was a one-man rush. A run. This is at the end of the second half, or the first half, I'm sorry, in the second quarter. Lions get the ball to start in the second half. Bears are trailing by 2 possessions. Trying to get something. They're out of timeouts. And they're trying to get something, maybe. They don't have any time to do anything but chuck it. Maybe a little, Music City Miracle, something like that. But I didn't even peep this during the game. I'm looking on the line, and there's one dude on the line of scrimmage. There's one guy on the defensive line. I did not even see this yesterday. So, again, shout out to Mr. Poole. Let's just say that's John Kaminsky. I cannot see. I think he has a club on his right hand. A one-man rush, right? Look at the bottom of the screen, the right side of the screen. At the very bottom, right next to where you see the cogwheel, where it says settings. Who is that lined up? That's Aiden Hutchinson, out in coverage. Now, we're going to play this. When this played, I thought somebody blew the whistle because nobody was moving for the Detroit Lions. I was like, so did somebody blow the whistle? Why is there nobody there? So I'm thinking something's wrong. But Aiden Hutchinson is in coverage. He's not on the line. He's in coverage. Unbelievable. Ball is snapped. There's not even a rush. But Kaminsky, that's got to be Kaminsky, in the middle of the field. And I guess that he's spying. He has to be spying Justin at this point. So Justin is looking all the time. There's literally no rush. They had one job. That job was to keep them out of the end zone. Justin going through his reads. going through his reads, and I don't know how in the world Justin threw this ball, like at all. You're going through reads that you have no rush. There's no reason for you to throw this ball at all. He's scanning, he's looking, and throws. Now, Hutch has diagnosed it from the beginning. He's already on his way. He started moving before the ball was even thrown. And there's Aiden Hutchinson down at the 35-yard line and coming to pick this thing off. Got it. Went up there, hands, love him. And that is Kaminsky right there. No rush, one man, and apparently, like I said, shout out to Mr. Poole, in a press conference after this, said that the Lions did a unique thing, which is a one-man rush. And we see here he didn't even rush, but he was referring to one man being on the defensive line. Unreal. This right here was the Ben Johnson of play calls because they had, like I said, they had one job. That one job was to keep this man, number one, from getting in the end zone because we know he can do it. He had done it up to this point twice already as far as running right past the Lions where you think you have them, but you really don't. Hutch, again, all his eyes stay all in the backfield. Never turns. All he's doing is looking. You can see him dropping out the shot of the screen. Never once looks anywhere else. There is zero rush on Justin Fields. And this is what I was saying to y'all in my preview. Make this man pass. Make him pass the ball. Hutch never once looked anywhere else but Justin. Staring him down the whole time, and he's already gone. Look at that. The ball is in Justin's hands, and Hutch is already gone. Fantastic. The play call was fantastic. You literally forced him to throw the ball, and look what he did. No rush at all. And again, there's no reason at all Justin should have thrown this ball. At all. Let me ask you a question. It's 3 seconds. 3 seconds left. What are you going to do by the time the receiver catches the ball and falls, the half is over? Hutch never looked anywhere else. Here's the play. Got it. And I love that. He went up in the air and got it. Hutch is a stud, bro. Hutch is an absolute stud. Anybody throwing the word bust out, y'all need to just get up out of here. Hutch is an absolute, went up there and got the ball. You're supposed to meet the ball at its highest point. And he went up there. This is a defensive lineman we're talking about. A defensive lineman. But the play call and the fact that they had Hutch back in coverage is fantastic. And shout out to Kaminsky, man, for not giving, this play was beautiful. And I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but ever since the play against the New York Jets from Ben Johnson, when you have the tight end delay 2 or 3 seconds and chip, and everybody's doing it now. Everybody, I swear that's the play they ran to score, the Chicago Bears, that they ran yesterday to score. I swear, I've seen it in Pee Wee. I've seen it everywhere. They've been using that play for the past 2 weeks. So let me know what y'all think, man. Great play. And shout out again to Mr. Poole, man, for the knowledge. But what a play call. One-man rush. They had essentially no rush and one down lineman. That's the better description of this. Fantastic. All right, y'all. Your boy is exhausted. I'm tired. I've done a lot of talking. I don't know how I'm going to get through this game today. Last Monday night game of the season. But I'm going to try and get through it because this is it. This is it. Man, so we there is no game on Thursday night. There is 2 on Saturday, and then 3 on Sunday. And I'm going to tell you, man, this is going to be a beautiful week. No matter what happens at the end of this game, at the end of this season, be excited, Lions fans. And I know it's, I said about how you be disappointed. You can be hurt. You can be disappointed, man. We always want to make the playoffs, and we were right there. You start thinking about, what if we went for it against the Minnesota Vikings? What if Dan Campbell was playing to win instead of tie against the Buffalo Bills? What if this? What if that? You know what I'm saying? What if we beat the Seattle Seahawks? What if we had one more win? And the reason this is so tough is essentially one more play. There's one play. If one play goes a different way, we're at this point 9-7. You know what I mean? and we're in the playoffs. And it doesn't matter what happens in Seattle. It doesn't matter what happens for the Green Bay Packers. So it's tough. But I tell you, man, this is going to be the best years coming up. We're going to have a good 2 years, man. It's going to be a good 2 years of Lions football. So, man, with that being said, it doesn't matter where you are, Paul. If you're here, if you're there, if you're everywhere, if you're at the game, it doesn't matter. As long as you're rooting on for your Detroit Lions. But we're going to go out the same way we came in. Somebody asked me a question about the LA Rams. Am I going to be screaming? I am not. I'm not. I'm going to be doing a couple fist pumps. I said I would never cheer. Well, I mean, so here's the deal. I could kind of give myself a back door. I said I would never cheer for Stafford and the LA Rams. So, maybe I'll cut myself some slack, seeing as how it's week 18. So we shall see. But we're going to go out again, man, the same way that we came in. I appreciate y'all, man. The song is not the LA Rams. This is the Detroit Lions. Listen to the lyrics in the song, man. Y'all might hear this every week because the Lions could be going to the playoffs. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man.
Hello, good morning. Horns is blowing, and I'm pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets. Cause when you're in the Motor City, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets. Cause when you're in the Motor City, everything ain't pretty, but it's love though. Oh. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.